Pasquale's Craft.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ladies and gentlemen. You know what? If I walk down the street, you know what people say to me? They say, Joe, show us your Jacobs. So, that's what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you, don't get too excited, love. I'll show you my Jacobs. This is my Jacobs, ladies and gentlemen. I should now make my Jacobs disappear. You can do the same. All you need to do to make your Jacobs disappear is have your Jacobs in your right hand, then you take your Jacobs into your left hand, and then to make it disappear, you sprinkle some magic dust over them like so, and as you can see, the Jacobs have disappeared completely, and I've got a little bit of bad news tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I've just found out my local librarian died this week, so I'm going to start the show with 2 minutes noise. You don't think I'm going to do it, do you? Oh, bloody hand. I will show you this. Look, I treated myself this week, ladies, to a jar of Viagra pills. Look at that. The only thing is I can't get inside my medicine cabinet now. Look at this. So, you know, I always feel sorry for the people up the back in this theatre, because right up the back there, people are so far away, and you spend the same sort of money as the people down the front here, and you're a lot further away, and the further away I am, the smaller I get, because up the back I'm very, very small, but down the front I'm quite a large man, know what I mean, love? I think you do. So what's got 18 inches and speaks French? Moi. So, for the people up the back, this is what I'd look like if you sat near the front. Look. Yeah, in your dreams, love, in your dreams. Because I had a dream, listen, I had a dream the other day. I had a dream that I met Robin Hood. I said, Robin, where'd you keep your arrows? He said, quiver. I said, where'd you keep your arrows? Okay, because on the way up into listen, I was coming up the A13, right? I was going really fast. I was going, and I come to a roundabout, I went, and I pulled up, and when I got in, my throat was really sore. So what I also had a lot of problems with my tummy today. I shouldn't say, it's a little bit personal this, right? And I thought I'd never make it to the theatre if I have to go to the loo. So I pulled in at the services, right? And I went into all the cubicles. I went into trap 1 on the cubicles, right? And always try and go on trap 1, right? Because at least you've got a wall on this side, haven't you? And you can't get surrounded. You might get someone on your right, but you never get someone on your left because there's a wall there, right? And I thought that would make me more comfortable getting to trap 1. So I got there was nobody in the other 3 traps. I thought, I'm on my own. I could be as free as I like, right? Because sometimes you feel a little bit insecure if there's other people doing their business at the same time as you. They're very close, and they're about 3 inches and like an inch wall. And you're like, it's very close to me, too close while I'm doing that. And you don't like it, do you? But I felt quite comfortable because all the other cubicles were empty. Then all of a sudden I heard someone bang the door and they went to cubicle 2. I was like, that no, you could have gone up the other bloody end, but he sat right next to me, right? And I was a bit insecure then, right? And then to top it all, he started talking to me. what to answer, you know. So I went, hello. He said, where are you going? I said, I'm going to Southend. He said, oh, what's the traffic like? I said, well, it's quite busy, you know. It's always busy on the weekend up this way, isn't it? He said, what's the weather like? So I went, well, it's nice. You can just have a look out. He said, it's quite sunny today. I thought it was going to rain, but it's not. It's quite sunny. He said, have you had something to eat today? So I said, well, yeah, I have. I stopped at the fish and chip shop. I had some pucker pies. I had 2 pucker pies and chips, because when I was little, I used to think, I said to him, I think they used to be called puker pies, but it wasn't. It's actually pucker. So that's what I done. I had 2 pucker pies and chips. Then he said, how's your dad? So I went, my dad? How do you know my dad? And he popped his head over the top of the cubicle. He went, do you mind? I'm on the bloody phone. What's that all about? So what are we going to do tonight, leaders? I'm going to do some impressions for you now, Lisa. These are my favourite impressions, a little collection of impressions that only I do. There's nobody else does these, mainly because they're cack, but they are my personal favourite impressions. My first impression is an impression of Prince Charles. My second impression is Prince Charles when he was 9 years old. James Brown stubbing his toe. Wow! Now this one, you'll never guess this one. Watch this one, will you? That's a wheel clamp. Now this one, this is a bit special, this one, Lisa. This is my impression now of a break-dancing slug. Poured the salt over him and he melted, didn't it? Okay, what else do you know? Oh no, this is my all-time favourite, this one, ladies and gentlemen. My all-time favourite. This is an impression now of an owl in a tree. This is my impression, ladies and gentlemen, of an owl. What's going on? Someone else come on? What's happening now? It's my impression of an owl. What are you laughing at, love? I'm not doing nothing. Let's just see if everybody finds nothing funny. You bloody do, don't you? Do you know how stupid that is? What are you going to do when you go back to work next week? People say, oh, what did you do last night? Oh, I went to see Joe Pasquale. Oh, what did you do? Nothing, but he was bloody funny. You're really stupid, you are. My impression of an owl. No, I won't bloody do it then. I won't. I'll do something else. This is what I do. This is my impression now of Sean Connery in an Indian takeaway if he could squirt water out to the top of his head. I just realised how stupid that sounds, but it's a bloody good impression. Here we go. Sean Connery in an Indian takeaway if he could squirt water out to the top of his head. Just looking at the menu is deciding. You take her home, she's ready. It's complete cack, isn't it? Chicken masala. Don't worry, it's only bleach, okay? I'm not going to do this. It's a lovely song there. It's a tribute there to that great singer, Prince. This is what it sounds like when doves cry. Ooh, ooh. Okay, so picture the scene now. Picture the scene. Camilla Parker Bowles walks into a Burger King and says, can I have 2 Whoppers? They said, yes, you're a beautiful woman and one day you'll be the Queen. Okay, what else do we do? I know what to do. do some mind reading there, ladies and gentlemen. Do a little bit of mind reading. I need to find somebody's mind that I can actually read. Yes, that chunky bloke in the middle there. Yes. Okay, chunky bloke in the... What's your name, sir?
Faris.
Faris. Okay, Faris. Okay. Okay. Faris? Think of the card, please. Faris? Whatever card you think of, I guarantee I have it here. This is a giant playing card. I need you now to say a card. Faris, any... Are you watching the same show as everybody else? Bloody hell, only dogs will be out with that in a minute, love. Sorry about that, Faris. We had some nutty lady going into one up the back there. Faris, name a card. Whatever card you say, I guarantee I've got it here. Faris, what's the card you're thinking of, sir?
7 of hearts.
There's 7 of hearts. I think you'll find this on there somewhere, Faris. I don't know where. But trust me, it's on there. I'm not going to bother checking there, but it's definitely up there, Faris. What I'm going to do, Faris, I'm going to take you back now. I'm going to take you on a journey back to your childhood. If you both just bear with me for a little while on this, Faris, go back to when you was a very small boy. And do you remember at your junior school who your best friend was at junior school, Faris? Do you remember this person? Do you remember? I thought I had a high voice. Faris, go back. Go back to when you was at junior school, okay? I'm going to read your mind now. I'm going to try and get this person who was your best friend. Do you know who your best friend at junior school was, Faris? Don't say his name. Don't say their name at all. Do you remember who that was, Faris?
I can say it.
I'm going to hit you in a minute, love, okay? Think about his name, Faris. Think about this person, okay? Go back. How old was you when you met this young person?
I don't need to tell you.
You can tell me that bit, yeah, you can tell me. Run, Forrest, run. About 10. You was about 10, and how old was this friend of yours, your best friend, Faris?
Same age.
Same age? Oh, you was about 10 as well then, okay. And now, this is where it gets a bit tricky now. Was he a boy or was he a girl?
Boy.
He was a boy. I thought he might have been. Okay, and try and picture him. Picture his face for me, Faris. Now, did he have hair?
Yeah.
He did. Was he blonde or was he dark-haired?
Okay.
Dark-haired, yes, that's what I've got. Yes, that's right. Okay, Faris, and you was about 10 years old. He was your best friend at junior school. Now, I need you to think about his face for me, Faris, okay? Think about it, mate. Think about it. Concentrate. I think that's as much information as I'm going to get from you about him, Faris. Do you remember his name?
Yes.
You do? What was this young person's name?
Bassam.
What is it?
Bassam.
Bassam. Strangely enough, that's actually what I've